So boom, I'm back up in this bitch. Back up in this motherfucker. Back up in this motherfucker. Dodge the hijack. The boy said dodge the hijack. I'm gonna draw the line. Gotta draw the line, man. I just got to telling y'all the line go from Canada to Canaan. And until they goddamn, all they gotta do is go up and most of the shit they blow up over there in goddamn Israel and Palestine and shit, they can't show you no remnants of no motherfucking Canaanites being over there. Nigga left home to go over there in the desert and left these oil fields and over here, that shit over here in Arabia, our oil field, and left that motherfucker to go up over Mount Sinai and go up in that bitch. Nah, that ain't what happened. That ain't what happened. That's the story. That's the story y'all niggas latch on to. I need some cornerbacks. You take the corners back. You take the corners back from Canada to Canaan. That's the beast line, the K9 line. Yeah, them Conan, them barbarians, the Conan, yeah, the Conan, yeah, no North. We need to just kill the North. The North is full of them Neanderthals, the beast. That's why they say we're in the belly of the beast. They usurped us. They usurped us with that Masonic tilt. When they tilt that bitch, they automatically taking the corners. They automatic taking the corners. They automatic goddamn taking some of the Western world and calling it North. That's the North Americas. It's still West. Make it make sense that you say you part of the West Indies tribal nations, but you're claiming North. Yeah, you north of the Americas, but you're a West Indian. You West Indian nigga. We the West Indians. I'm gonna go and see when they found the name India, them East Indians over there. But that bitch wanna holler about he thought he was in India. He ain't thought you was in no motherfucking India, bitch. You knew exactly where you was coming to. San Salvador. New World Order shit. New World Order shit. Them niggas got down with the New World Order shit and started goddamn being in temples and making and became part of that Masonic shit and laid down laws and showed them how to construct shit. Y'all show y'all did all that, Mr. Moore. Yeah. You was already a free man, but you go there and be a Freemason with them. Illuminati. Nah, Illuminati head boss, nigga. Y'all on our side of the earth. And once we draw those lines, once we take those corners back, put them corners back, and show them motherfuckers straighten this bitch up and make that and straighten that line back up. Straighten that line back out, draw that goddamn line on their ass, which already is drawn on that bitch. It's showing you the mountainous region. Canada and Russia is the most mountainous goddamn regions that there is. We got mountains and shit too. That's all there is mountains. We hear fruitful land, rainforests and shit like that. You in the west and the south side of the earth, on our side of the earth. And you got some ice at our back they call Antarctica, and that shit don't go all the way over to no motherfucking Australia. That's in my mind, thinking it's an ice wall. Playing with that shit like that, like a concept, like, well, yeah, it's got to have something to hold the water, fuck all that. Antarctica stops in the west. Then there's a land called Australia up under that motherfucker, which already goddamn got niggas on that bitch. Now, if the ice behind that shit, I don't know. But I know that nigga Magellan got a straight where he went in between, travel in between the two lands of Antarctica and goddamn South America. I know that. And it wasn't established until this time. It wasn't established at that time. It wasn't established at this time. Yeah, it wasn't established in y'all records because y'all coming out to explore. Y'all exploring then, how about y'all discover? Y'all exploring, nigga. And when y'all exploring and coming and trespassing over into other lands with bad intentions. Nigga, this shit plentiful over here. Cocaine plentiful, gold is plentiful, oil is plentiful, fruit is plentiful, vegetables are plentiful, and we got plenty of water. No water. Y'all ain't got no water. Water falling on y'all over there. Y'all gotta come on over here. Them Noahs. Noah's not your dad, not my dad. Might be your dad. Got to be your dad because you agree with the story. And you pray to their God instead of their son. Yeah, red son versus black son. I don't even believe the son come from far east side down. I believe our east stop. I believe our east stop right there. I believe, that's my belief. I believe our east coming from right there over. The sun coming right over goddamn east and come all the way across down that motherfucker to the west. And keep doing it and keep traveling the same way. And that moon probably on y'all side. And sometimes they intersect in the heavens. And when they do that, it reveals that the goddamn life coming from a melanated disc. A black disc. The motherfucking black sun. But yeah, ain't no, they gotta dig. When they gonna dig up some goddamn attic with goddamn tombs, temples, and shit like that over there? We had Canaanites over there. Sand ass niggas wanna lay in the sand with these folk. I remember they tried to come over here and start them nudie beaches. Those were in my lifetime. They tried to come over here and construct nude beaches and shit. No sand ass, no San Francisco, San Diego ass, yeah. They only in the sand with them hoes. Sand ass niggas, man. They in the sand with these motherfuckers. Parlaying with these motherfuckers where these hoes. Yeah, y'all drop the corners there. Put them corners back up and keep them folks on the side of our shit. Yeah, what the fuck going on? What the fuck going on?
At Australia, it's a land called Southland. And this the land this got here.
Go open this bitch. See what I got in this bitch. Those y'all went over there and got y'all self fucked up fucking with them hoes. Woman got y'all self fucked up fucking with them hoes. Got y'all self fucked up fucking with them hoes. Boom. Let's draw the line. Ancient navigators. Yeah. The Olmec calendar. They were using the Olmec calendar. They called it Mayan. That's some usurpation. Goddamn, they were using the Olmec calendar to make all kind of predictions. They outdated the Olmec. How the fuck you done outdated the Olmec calendar, nigga? They just outdated that bitch and they didn't finally throw it away, huh? All the technology and mathematics and skills that you had, you gonna let them throw your whole world away, throw your calendar away and everything. Now it's outdated. Man, fuck these folks. The true navigator though, of the West Indies. This is who they came to trade with, these motherfuckers right here. And the gods they seen. Huh? Throwing that gold off the motherfucking cliff. Throwing that gold off the motherfucking cliff, coming off the cliff behind that motherfucking and swimming up to your boat. And doing a little trading, which I don't think it was trade. I thought we just give you some. You ain't had shit to trade, what you had to give us. Some white bitches. So where they trading them out for? Some white girls or something? Cause that's how the story go. They gonna go give a nigga Sarah. And the nigga gonna be fall in love. That's all they had to offer. Was they bitch. I'm talking about some 100 shit. South American navigators include skilled Polynesians. They got to put the Mongolians out. The Mongolians Polynesians too. Who crossed the Pacific, leaving genetic evidence of contact with South American people. So what the fuck are you talking about? So they navigating coming in too. You just told on yourself again. We looking for the south. We looking for the southwest navigators. You think we over this bitch and ain't navigating the waters, nigga? Think we ain't got mathematics and shit? Fuck y'all on. Then you gotta get every time I got down go live, y'all send that first notification out, then take my live. Then I come on this motherfucker. My little 2-3 people don't give me motherfucking notification. Fuck kind of time y'all on, man. That a calendar right there. And it's got and we talking about astrology and all that shit. And you got best in front of that motherfucker. That nigga to travel all the way to Africa, from Africa all the way over to India. You can find this nigga all over the motherfucking world. You can find this nigga all over the motherfucking world. You can find this nigga all over the motherfucking world. Huh? Nah. Yeah, this the first 9 nigga. 9. Got a tongue hanging out. 9 motherfucker. Huh? 9. Fuck the time back. Huh? Look at this contraption here. This the motherfucking armillary sphere. These hoes in cahoots to make this motherfucker this shit as they come over on our side of the world. You know what I'm talking about? In our corner, cause we being cornered by three different motherfuckers. You got 3 different motherfuckers coming with the bullshit. You got the African coming with the bullshit. You got the East Oriental coming with the bullshit, and you got they little baby Persians, the motherfuckers, they coming over with the bullshit. Them Europeans. And Europeans and Englishmen are not the same. Europe and England, they got their own little fight going on. Had their own little fight going on, but there ain't no fight cause the Pope got a yarmulke on his goddamn head. So he down with the Jew. He wear the African goddamn crowns, and he wear that yarmulke. Huh? He wear them crowns, and he wear that motherfucking yarmulke. Huh? And this is the shit they constructing. Iron contraptions talking about the sky. You never seen no iron fall out the motherfucking sky. Probably in them raindrops. Probably got some iron minerals or some shit in it. Iron contraptions. To ball you up. And take your corners. Time to draw the motherfucking line from Canada to motherfucking Canaan. That's the beach line. Where my cornerbacks at? I need me some cornerbacks that'll hold them goddamn corners. To hold them motherfucking corners. To hold them motherfucking corners. Who started this contraption? Huh? No, it didn't come from ancient China. Oh, they been leading in technology. This is the technology. These are the first motherfuckers shooting rockets. Then the German scientists become the most advanced scientists because they can shoot a rocket further into space. That's why all that shit, they can pitch the farthest. So they scientists is the top-notch scientists. But who they goddamn dealing with? Look at Shai Shin. Gandhi. During the 4th century BC. And in the ancient Greek world, by figures such as, whatever that nigga name is, from the motherfucking north. They show you what Alexander the Great looked like. His second in command, his the first, yeah, that's where they're gonna come in effect that. Yeah, real shit. This contraption here. Got the horizon, look at the horizon. Horizon flat as fuck. All around that bitch is still flat. Going up like that. Who's traveling on water like that? Fuck out of here, man. Look at this contraption. Look at they can put a ball of water all down in the middle and already and tilt that bitch from their ice to our ice. From the west to the motherfucking east. And that's how they got that bitch tilted. And with that tilt, they usurp flat lands. They usurp our corners with that bullshit right there. That's how they get. Let me go on and play this video. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. Bitch, I know I ain't got no stories. Fuck you. And I ain't trying to back shit up. I ain't come fucking with you. West side's the best side. Coco.
May himself have survived, but maps have been constructed.
YouTube, black out of YouTube. What up? They don't want me to show that no more. what the fuck them folk. I know what the fuck these people say. Disasters like flood and titanic events. However, there is no scientific consensus supporting this rapid shift. Most geological evidence indicates shower processes like, where they said the goddamn pole shift. The North Pole become the South Pole. Now comes for the words that turn upside down and shit.
Look like they just draw the line from one part of the ice to the other part of the ice. From Antarctica up to wherever they ice at over there. Though they did. It's ice behind their ass over there in the east. We'll never know because Japan and China ain't playing that shit.
I just wanted to show that shit. I want to go to let me get that up out there. They don't want me to talk about that.
These the only motherfuckers I know got east and far east and north and true north, all that shit. Why the South and West, we ain't doing all that shit because we chilling, we got it all. They got to make up all this motherfucking bullshit to come in, usurp, conquer the motherfucking niggas. Let's go.
Y'all want me to talk about that? Let me go to YouTube. When we talking about that land, that I just showed y'all. That shit right next to this Australia. You better get your ass back up there. Get your ass back up there. And now this.
If you run a healthcare practice, manage a team, or you're just tired of chasing down payments while juggling multiple
Antarctica and Australia, right? Take a look at this. You have probably seen old maps showing a giant landmass in the southern hemisphere. This may sound a little ridiculous that I'm even bringing this up. I mean, it's obviously Antarctica, or at least a mistaken merge of Antarctica and Australia, right? Take a look at this map.
In my first book that I'm gonna write, it's gonna be called a brick clip. And it's made just like those two circles, but when they intersect each other, those two circles intersect each other like the double-headed. My symbol's gonna be like the double-headed motherfucking finger. And I call it the clip. That's how they clip lands. That's how they clipped all the northwest lands with this globe. They did a whole lot of more things. When I get a protractor and my compass and all that shit, I'm gonna reverse everything these people did. That's my mission.
I recently purchased from raremaps.com. It's from an atlas of the ancient world. The map shows the route of Abraham from Ur to Shechem, the wandering children of Israel, and the pyramid.
And the pyramids of Egypt. You see Egypt right there. You see Mount Sinai. Hold up, get up out of there. You see Mount Sinai right there. Israel right there. Ethiopia. Ether. You see Ether, Cairo. Ether is Cairo. That's Cairo to Ethiopia. Okay. So these people know exactly where you are. These people know exactly where we are on this map. Let's go. They know exactly what's going on. They just gonna fucking go crazy.
Of Egypt. But most important to this video is that there is an inset of the known world with this same large southern landmass. This map was the work.
And I might start and stop it just for the goddamn sake of video not being taken because we're using it for educational purposes. That's all. Up under what it is, section 107.
Of Flemish cartographer Abraham Ortelius. But there's a problem. Ortelius died in 1598. Antarctica wasn't officially.
He died in 1598.
How's the goddamn problem? The land still, this shit is there. It's there. How's the problem? Y'all ain't discover or explore it and name it in your records and shit until then. They don't mean the shit wasn't there. It's been there. We've been here. The fuck are you talking about? It's a problem. Yeah, it's a real problem. Sure it is.
So Antarctica was sitting there. The ice, who created it anyway? The ice sit right up under South America. Up under. But they don't sit up under. They sit behind South America because it's a flat plain. And they talked us into this part of our enslavement. This global shit. This globe shit is part of our enslavement. Once they get you to talking like this, they know they really already got you.
They discovered until 1820, and Australia wasn't known to Europeans until 1606. So if this isn't Antarctica, Australia, or a misunderstood version of them, then what exactly is it? That is the topic of this video. the story behind this giant mysterious landmass.
Boom. I use this video. See right there? That's Magellan and whatever it is. That's the strait that separates Australia and South America right there. That's the strait that separates Australia, and it ends before you get to Africa. I just showed you on the 1587 map. It ends before you get to Africa. Then that's the land called Australia. That's what he's about to explain now. Come on, let's go.
Old maps. This land has held a few different names in its history, but it's most commonly known as Terra Australis, which is Latin for Southland or Land of the South. This Land of the South was conceptualized over 2,000 years ago by the ancient Greeks. Greek philosopher Aristotle makes a mention of it in his treatise Meteorology, written sometime around 340 BC. Aristotle wrote, "Now since there must be a region bearing the same relation to the southern pole as the place we live in bears to our pole." So this southern land had never actually been seen, but the standard belief of the Greeks, which Aristotle also subscribed to, was that the earth must be symmetrical, and that if the south didn't have equal landmass as the north, the land-heavy north would just topple over.
What? So they saying it'll topple over, they must already know it's flat. So why they finna talk us out of our shit? All these French navigators and Spaniard navigators, European navigators, with the help of the motherfucking Tartarian Moors, which I have showed today that Tartaria is Alaska. What? Yeah, I showed it, and I showed Italy sit right next to that so-called fake-ass pole where he finna explain it's hot as fuck. Boy, I think that'd be another pole in itself. And they know this. That's the crazy part. They know this. We're all in cahoots to come to the west. Because it's the best in the west. I'm gonna show it. I hope I don't go to sleep. I'm gonna show it.
The Greeks also believed that the earth could be divided into climate zones. The frigid zones, which were frozen, the temperate zones, which were thought to be the only zones suitable for human habitation, and the torrid zone, which was too hot for humans to survive. This idea is thought to have derived from Pythagoras. In the 2nd century BC, an astronomer named Crates of Malus expanded on these ideas. He believed this southern landmass was separated from the north by an ocean. But the geographer Eratosthenes had less than 100 years before almost perfectly measured the circumference of the earth. His measurements meant that the known world was only about a fourth of the world's actual size. So if the earth was to keep its symmetry, not only did Crates believe there was land in the south, but also in the other two quarters of the earth. According to Greek geographer and historian Strabo, Crates created a globe. It didn't survive to today, but it would have looked something like this, and it could have been the first globe of earth ever created. Around 150 AD, Ptolemy published
Around 150 AD, Ptolemy. That's a joke out of the north. Those are the people who got us usurped. 150 AD. See, that's the motherfucker that came in. That was Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great, as they write in Daniel, they prophesied that he's in Daniel, that he's the great goat with the one horn in between his eyes, and that's his partner. That's his first general in command. They come in and push the globe some more. But he got help, though. He got help. I'm gonna show you.
Geographia, an atlas and treatise on cartography. It didn't survive to today, but it would have looked something like this, and it could have been the first globe of earth ever created. Around 150 AD, Ptolemy published
His name is Ptolemy. It's the Ptolemaic period that they had in Egypt when they came into Egypt. But when they came into Egypt, Egypt had already been usurped and taken by the Persians. Arabs, whatever you want to call them, the Asian persuasion, whatever you want to call those Japheth, those the Jada. That's why they let the North say that the Northwest, Noah gonna be the father. They gonna let him be the father. He gonna come in and make it super father. They know they gonna enslave who they sit above, so-called above. We already in the belly of the beast of these people, the Noah. So Noah is gonna be the father of Ham, Shem, and Jacob. sit down and spy Spain, where they spying. They're spying from Spain. They're spying. They're spying to the west. They're spying to the west. You understand? That's what they're doing. They spying. They already got. See, these lands are connected. Eurasia, Asia, the Russians that come out of the mountains. Those the Eastern Slavics. See, the Eastern Slavics. In the east. Those Russians are in the east with those Mongolians. So that's two different phenotypes right there. But the east and the north are cannibals. They'll tell you how your plasma tastes, how your blood tastes, all that shit. You dig what I'm saying? Okay. And so, in the Africa, it's touching this continent also. And see, this why we got so much problem with the northern Africans and the northwest Africans. That's why we got so many problems because the Moors, they knew better than what they was doing, but they went over there, they think they taught them some Masonic shit. Nah, you learned that Masonic shit from them. There wasn't no Masonic shit going on. There wasn't no such thing as a fucking Mason in South America and in Africa, bro. You got usurped and went over there and was doing your thing with them. Yeah, you was doing your thing with them. You got usurped and you goddamn played along with them and you brought them to the west. You the motherfuckers that brought them to the west, to the best side. Come get that coca. That's why you got cocaine found in the mummies and in the barrels and in their DNA. When they do the test, they got cocaine in these. Cocaine only comes from one side of the world. That's the west. One corner. Peru, Colombia, and Cuba. Right? And, okay. Anyway, I just want to make that known. So when the Noahs, Alexander the Great, and his Ptolemy people, when they come over, Egypt had already been usurped. And when they start writing this story about Hagar being a chambermaid, an Egyptian chambermaid, she is not a black woman. So there will be them Palestinians that falls up under the Masonic, falls up under the Islamic, all the Masonic, Islamic. And that will be the world's fight today because they go on their own script. They running a world script. And everybody got to latch on to the first book of Moses, which is going to be the Israelians. But all these people are Iranians. All these people are Persians. And they got a holy fight going on today. They got all us involved in some shit that we shouldn't be involved in. And the people that's in the Americas, I'm talking about North America, where we at, we are gone down like a motherfucker because they know they got us wondering. They sent people into wonder. The dragon let them send us into wonder. That's why he went over. That's why he went ahead and let them act like they were going to the moon first. If anybody supposed to went to the moon, to them in the Soviets are those motherfucking people who been fucking with rockets and shit. The ones who got our laser technology over there. The ones who lead in technology. The ones who got that red sun on their flag. They want the sun to bleed. Yeah, they want that black sun to bleed. Yeah, that black sun, that's where your soul is kept. That's your melanated soul. That's where your energy comes from. That will run your chakras and through your pineal gland. When they talk about Jacob come face to face, yeah, that's what they talking about. That's the sun right there. And the corona around the sun would be the sun. And half of it, from the distance of a half of it, you come from the center of it, that would be your raw. That's the raw. Do-Ray. They know what Ra is. They know what's going on. And they know this bitch flat. But they got to enslave. And they still trying to work on South America. But they even holler about the Hondurans. The Honduras are Africans that migrated down to South America. I'm beginning to believe that shit. Real talk. I'm beginning to believe that shit. So when the Ptolemy comes in, he's the one that will be the first concept of a Christos. His name was Sorator Christos. He was already being the Christ. He's the one bringing the Christ concept before the New Testament even is going to be written. Yeah, that's how that go. And he the one who came in and tried to construct a globe for the Western world and for Northwest, the North, that's us, North America. We in the belly
cartography that compiled the geographic knowledge of the 2nd century Roman Empire. In the original atlas, there were likely maps, but none from Ptolemy.
Boom. We're going to blow this up again to make sure you see that they know exactly where they at. The whole Africa, you're going to look right at Mount Sinai. This is where the Arabia, they took the Africans oil right here. See, that both sides of the empire was the Axumite Empire. I explained that during the Nipsey case. I was saying that Nipsey was an Axumite. Nipsey was the Axum Empire. This was the Ethiopian Empire called Axum. And they ran both sides of the Red Sea. And this how they extracted the big, huge oil field that they had sitting over here. And it becomes Arabia. And see, that's how those Persians took that. Those Iranians, Arabs, whatever you want to call it. If you look at an Italian person, and you look at those so-called Spanish persons, they're not Mexican, they're Spanish people. They got the same motherfucking, they got the same phenotype. Just different language. Just look at them. They're the same motherfuckers. But this how they took the Africans oil right here. And that's Egypt right down that corner. So they know exactly where they are. But look what they get to get on the side. See, they ain't still in the West. They got this, they put a circumference around them. That's how they do. They clip you. So they make that clip around. See, this they atlas. So he know exactly where he at. And he know that land is sitting up under them. Look at that land up under there. He know that land is up under there. But they gonna fuck it up. They gonna fuck up. They gonna tell him this. Come on.
Himself have survived, but maps have been constructed using the coordinates provided by the text. Check out this Ptolemy map from the 15th century. His maps do not show a separate southern continent as Crates had, but instead a strip of land which unites southern Africa with southern Asia, transforming the Indian Ocean into an inner sea. As stated before, it was a
transform the Indian Ocean into an inner sea. Why they can't go around from the Pacific and float around their water ball and come from the backside and go to India instead of cutting across these melanated lands? Because Eurasia is nothing but mountains, and Canada is also nothing but mountains. They have cultivated, they got a little grass and shit like that, but the fertile lands of the earth lays in the South and the West, in South America and Africa. This is where the best rainforest is at. This is where all the fruit of land at. This is where all the gold. This is where all the shit at. This is where all the shit at. And I don't even think the sun go far east. I think it go far as east is the edge of Egypt. So-called Egypt, because I don't know where the fuck is that fucking with these people. And it sits in the west. And this land is too high for them. They gonna tell you. You see what I'm talking about? They gonna tell you.
Commonly held belief that the Earth could be divided into 5 climate zones, of which only 2 were habitable. But it was also believed that only the northern temperate zone was actually populated. Roman geography.
So that will be Alaska right there. Alaska is Tartaria. I'm telling y'all that right now. We figured that out last night. They're gonna show the temperatures on. They're gonna tell you that they don't think they can survive on this side of the land, and they're gonna say that this land mass is stopping the Earth from tilting over. So if it's stopping the Earth from tilting over, you know you're on a flat plane. Stop playing.
Pomponius Mela held a different view. He claimed that people did live in the southern temperate zone, but that it was virtually inaccessible to the people of the northern temperate regions because of the unbearable heat and ocean of the torrid zone across the center of the Earth.
Uh-oh.
The unbearable heat and
the unbearable heat across the center of the Earth? So what is that rock in the middle that they said a compass point towards the Earth magnetism? What is this heat? With its 33 degrees, the 33 degree radius around this so-called rock in the middle that Italy sit right next to, that they trying to make it be like a North Pole. When they put it on the globe, they put all them lands and then make it like ice. And we know the most mountainous regions are Russia and motherfucking Canada. That's all it is. But we ain't worried about the North. We worry about these Europeans and these Asians that got together. You see, that's what we worrying about right here. This East. But the East run the beast. See, that's what Daniel tell you. See, Daniel tell you that the dragon gave the beast the power. See, the dragon, the power that dragon gave him was a little bit of melanin, and that's why he said he got a little Asian persuasion on him. And no racist shit, we just gonna put everybody into their rightful indigenous area when we lay this motherfucker down and understand where these people coming from, where the fuck they came for. Let's go.
Of the torrid zone across the center of the Earth. This map is a reconstruction of what was actually populated. Roman that the Earth could be divided into 5 climate zones, of which only 2 were habitable. But it was also believed that only the northern temperate zone was actually populated.
It was also believed that only the Norse, but the Eastern Slavics in the East, though would be the Russians, though would be the Khazarians, though you get to Kazakhstan and all that shit. And that's why Noah's boat is gonna come right and land right up under Mount Ararat. You know where you get Armenia, where you get your Japheth. You ever heard them Kardashians say that they children of Japheth? And Shem would be the Oriental. Mr. KRS-One, Shem is a black man from Africa. You repeat this fact, I'm laughing at you, dog. I'm laughing at you. It's a salute for goddamn pointing me in the right direction, but I'm laughing at you. Because it tell you directly that Ham is the progenitor of all the black races. But it make a distinction. It said, but not the Negro. They don't like the Aboriginal. They don't like that real nigga. They don't like that copper zone. They don't like that West. In the West feed. What they want? That cocoa. That cocoa. That Colombian flake. I'm trying to tell you what's real. And then the East, the story that they gave us in our school with the teepees and the Indians and the Eskimo, they don't like the Eskimo shit. They'll tell you that they about the Mongolians, they'll name the Polynesians, the Asians, the Hawaiians, the Mongolians, and they gonna say, not the Eskimo. Because we've been educated up on some dumbass shit that don't exist, man. Yo, we've been educated fucked up. Education is indoctrination over here in the belly of the beast. That's why they ain't worried about you. That's why they ain't worried about you. Okay, that was what. That's why they ain't worried about you. That's why they ain't worried about you. You dig what I'm saying? That's why they ain't worried about you. In the belly of the beast, they ain't worried about that north. We ain't got to worry about the Noah. We got to worry about the Northwest, the Noah. And they had a boat over there called the Nuwak. They copied that story off of anyway. But they said they think people only exist in the north in their climate, but can't nobody exist over here because it's too hot. That's what they saying. Now, these philosophers coming up with, and these the philosophers they learned from the so-called Egyptians. But did they make it that the Egyptians was God? It was already usurped before those so-called Greeks got there. That's why you got the Greeks and the earlier Greeks. Let's go.
Geographer Pomponius Mela held a different view. He claimed that people did live in the southern temperate zone, but that it was virtually inaccessible to the people of the northern temperate regions because of the unbearable heat and ocean of the torrid zone across the center of the Earth.
And when we're looking at this, make sure you understand that you're looking at a top view. Everything they're showing you when they're dealing with a map is a top view. You can't put no goddamn land masses on the side of a water ball. You're looking at a top view. When they gonna shoot them rockets around the side of the Earth, so let the rockets rock around. Let the rockets rock around the equator. As far as out they need to go in space, but rock around this bitch. You have to secure the perimeter. If you're gonna throw me in the sky, secure the whole perimeter. Now we got a top and a bottom, so you need to show us the bottom of this bitch too. Flat Earth, let's go.
This map is a reconstruction of what he described in 43 AD. He called these people the Antichthenes, a Greek word meaning the people who inhabit the Antipodes, or regions on opposite sides of the Earth. Greek astronomer Cleomedes
on opposite sides of the Earth, not top and bottom of the Earth, on opposite sides, on their side and on our side. So what the fuck are they showing? What the fuck are you showing this globe for? Oh, this is a side. We do them on the bottom side, and they them on the top side. So how could Admiral Byrd fly over the top and the bottom of this motherfucker? Because he flew over the south and over the north pole. You got to fly under one of them, but that shit don't exist because they put this shit on the side. We on some water. They making this shit look crazy as hell. See, all these maps are being choreographed. All these choreographers are Spaniards and Frenchmen. But these ain't the true circumnavigate. You want to show you?
Agreed. He wrote in 44 AD that the theory of nature teaches us that circumhabitants, antipodes, and contrahabitants must exist, since none of these are described by direct reports. We simply cannot travel to our circumhabitants because the ocean separating us.
So you just admitted that people lives on this side and circumhabitants. That means on the other side there, this circle or this platform, is existence over here. Now you're finna call them beasts. Come on.
From them is unnavigable and infested by beasts, nor to the inhabitants of the contratemperate zone.
Infested by beasts. That's the same thing y'all say about them Africans when you saying no, but they homeboys now. Let's go.
Since we cannot traverse the torrid zone, yet the regions of the earth that are equally temperate are necessarily inhabited to an equal extent, given that nature loves life, and reason requires that all of the earth, where possible, be filled with animal life, both rational and irrational. These theories continued into the Middle Ages, and the idea that people may live on this new continent was very controversial amongst Christians. St. Augustine wrote in 426 AD, "Even if the world is held to be global, or rounded in shape, or if some process of reasoning should prove this to be the case, it would still not..."
He sound like he talking to some of his homeboys that's making this dumb shit up. Even if that shit was so, what you saying to me, it still won't make no motherfucking sense. Though he telling whoever the fuck is over there trying to make all this bullshit up. That's what he sound like he's saying to me. Even if it was, which is not. That's what he's saying.
Not necessarily follow that the land on the opposite side is not covered by masses of water. Furthermore, even if the land there be exposed, we must not jump to the conclusion that it has human
Damn, it's the flood already. It's covered with masses of water. You gonna flood their ass out? Come on.
inhabitants. For there is absolutely no falsehood in the scripture, which gains credence for its account of past events by the fact that its prophecies are fulfilled. And the idea is too absurd to mention that some men might have sailed from our part of the earth to the other and have arrived there by crossing the boundless tracts of ocean, so that the human race might be established there also by descent from the one first man. But not all Christian leaders doubted its existence.
From the one first man. What first man they talking about? They gonna make up their God. Come on.
St. Isidore of Seville wrote a little over a century later, "Apart from these three parts of the world," referring to Asia, Africa, and Europe, "there exists a fourth part, beyond the ocean."
What? He said Asia, Africa, and Europe. Asia, Africa, and Europe. Eurasia and Africa. Run that back.
Isidore of Seville wrote a little over a century later, "Apart from these three parts of the world," referring to Asia, Africa, and Europe, "there exists a fourth part, beyond the ocean."
So what will be the fourth part? The goddamn west, beyond the ocean. Trying to spy on that west. Y'all know that shit over there? Y'all high as a fuck right now. Y'all high as a fuck trying to get some more of that coke, trying to see how the fuck y'all gonna get all of that from a nigga.
Which is unknown to us. Though he did agree that it was unlikely to be populated because of the torrid zone. Isidore was a trusted authority in the Middle Ages, so many maps reflected his beliefs.
Man, fuck the tourist zone. Africa just as hot. Africa hot as hell. You see them Africans that live over there. The fuck you talking about? It's south over there, but you want to get to this west, cross this water. Come on.
Around 400 AD, a Roman named Macrobius created a map similar to this one, as part of his commentary on the book Dream of Scipio, written by Roman politician, scholar, and philosopher.
I'm always on the go, so if it's not on my phone, I'm not using it. The Capital One mobile app makes my life so much easier.
On the book Dream of Scipio, written by Roman politician, scholar, and philosopher Marcus Tullius Cicero in 51 BC. This particular map is from a 12th century manuscript of the commentary. It shows the climate zones and two parts of the earth with an ocean splitting them. World maps from this time.
So y'all actually think y'all traveling on the water going down towards the motherfucking, going downhill on the goddamn boat coming towards the west? Y'all actually think that? I don't think they think that. I think they full of shit. Come on.
Period are called a mappa mundi. In medieval Latin, mappa means napkin or cloth, and mundi, the world. This is where the modern word map comes from. This 12th century mappa mundi depicts the known world to the left, in Terra Australis, also known as Antipodes.
There's the other line you're going to have to draw right there, north to south.
not going up towards no sky. You looking at down view, you looking at the top view of this shit. There's the other line right there. We're gonna draw that, we're gonna draw the motherfucking the baseline, the beach line from Canada to Canada. And understand the northern part of the west and the northern part of the south. Africa is the south, and the Americas is the west. And we're in the bed of the beast with this tilt. Y'all tripping.
This time, to the right. In 1407, Ptolemy...
That's why y'all got it on top and the bottom of each other. Either way you turn that bitch is flat. Fuck wrong with y'all.
These maps re-emerged after a copy of Geographia was translated from Greek into Latin. Before this, all knowledge of these coordinates had been lost in the West. This is where we transition from the Middle Ages to the Age of Discovery. In 1434, Portuguese mariner Gil Eanes sailed a few hundred nautical miles down the African coast and past Cape Bojador, the southernmost marker of known and safe waters. No man dared to sail past this point. Boiling seas, sea monsters, and dangerous currents may lie on the other side.
They scared to come over there.
But Eanes returned home in one piece, proving it could be done. The next year, Eanes set off on another voyage down the African coast, this time 130 knots.
Down the African coast. How the fuck you going down? You going there? Where the fuck you mean going down? Y'all actually think y'all getting on water going down here, huh? Man, get the fuck out of here.
Nautical miles past Cape Bojador. Although he did not discover any inhabitants, he did find traces of a human presence. The Portuguese continued to push further south. The southern lands beyond the torrid zone was bound to be found, and evidence suggested that it was populated. But in 1488, just 6 years after this Ptolemy map was published, which shows the...
Goddamn map. Look at this goddamn map. Look at this goddamn map. Oh, y'all trying to come on across that now. Oh, y'all trying to come on across that now. This is over here. That's Africa. That's Libya. Oh, that's still Africa. They still ain't got across there yet. They still in Africa. They still in Africa. They go Arabia. You see, all these motherfuckers, they in cahoots to get over there. With the help of their goddamn Africa. Let's go.
Southern land connected to Africa, Bartholomew Diaz rounded the southern tip of the continent, proving that there was no southern landmass connecting to Africa. Over the next couple of decades, Vasco da Gama would confirm Diaz's finding, and the Americas were discovered and explored, though not thoroughly. Maps began moving the southern landmass to match the new discoveries. This 1519 map shows it as no longer connecting to Africa, but now the Americas. But that same year, Ferdinand Magellan sailed through the strait that would come to bear his name. He named the area to his south Africa, but now the Americas. But that same year, Ferdinand Magellan sailed through the strait that would...
Magellan is his name. He sailed through the strait that separated goddamn Antarctica from South America.
Come to bear his name. He named the area to his south Tierra del Fuego, meaning land of fire, purportedly after the many fires lit up by the local population. This proved that the Americas were not in fact connected to a southern continent, but because Tierra del Fuego was so far south and not thoroughly explored, instead of disproving Terra Australis, this was interpreted as actually being Terra Australis. Proving Terra Australis, this was interpreted as actually being Terra Australis. Had Magellan explored just a little further south and rounded the Americas in the open waters, it would have been a massive blow to the Terra Australis theory. The first depiction of Terra Australis as a disconnected landmass on a globe appeared just 4 years later.
So the Antarctica is the Australia. I come from a land down under. Kangaroo jumping upside down, back up to the goddamn earth.
On Johann Schoener's Lost 1523 globe, the 1531 world maps by Orance Fine are thought to have been based on Schoener's lost globes, one of which you see here. On the map, he incorporates the information from Magellan's voyage. Schoener called the continent Brasilia Australis. He wrote, Brasilia Australis is an immense region toward
Brazil. Okay.
Antarctica, newly discovered but not yet fully surveyed. Top map makers of the 16th century were now all placing on their maps what was then commonly known as Terra Australis. Some chose to show a smaller continent below the Americas, while many others continued to believe in the equal land theory. Walter Gim, a friend and biographer of Gerardus Mercator, the cartographer that created the famous Mercator projection,
The Mercator map, where they started disappearing that land that I just discovered. There's Italy sitting right next to that goddamn so-called magnetic rock. What kind of shit they got in that motherfucker to make that compass point towards that bitch? What kind of shit? I went in there and asked with that motherfucker electromagnetic.
stated that Mercator understood that a large southern continent had not been found, but he believed it must exist. Otherwise, the constitution of the world could not hold together at its center. This brings us back to that small inset by Abraham Ortelius I showed you at the very beginning of the video. This inset is a simplified version of this famous 1570 map by Ortelius that was in the first atlas ever printed. This world map used Mercator's 1569 world map as its main source. On Ortelius's maps, Terra Australis is easily the largest continent in the world. It gives credit to Magellan for his discoveries, among a few other theories and supposed discoveries, such as place names that first appeared in the writings of Marco Polo. Misunderstandings and publishing errors appear to show his experiences in the 13th century to have also confirmed the existence of Terra Australis. It would take until the late 18th century for the idea of Terra Australis to finally die, and for a short period, only 6 continents were on the world map. You could say the beginning of the end for Terra Australis started with the European discovery of Australia in 1606 by Dutch explorer Willem Janszoon, though initially the theory was simply adjusted as usual. However, another European power may have been there first, but I'll cover that in another video. Before I end this video, thank you to raremaps.com for giving me high-definition access to most of the maps you saw in this video. You can purchase your own Terra Australis map on their website. These are authentic antique maps, so you really own a piece of history. You can actually purchase the first atlas ever published, or if that's a little high in price, they do have some in the hundreds. Again, that's raremaps.com. I've left a link in the description below. And that's all for this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. And subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching.
So, I'm gonna go through these screenshots. My buddy. Screenshots, my buddy. And see, that land on chip, that's the land right next to Antarctica. Antarctica ends on the other map. And then it's supposed to become Australia right here. And it's supposed to be the land that stopped the motherfucking world from tilting over. This their philosophy, not mine. These the people we listen to. My bad. That's in Colombia. That's in Colombia. I can prove that South America on that goddamn 1587 map. Ain't speaking to the judge who writing for it. And it's really probably referring to a westerly wind. I'm looking up words on that map. Mar, we know what Mar means. Mar means to defy perfection. To go against perfection. That's why they love Mars. That's Ringer's and Romulus' daddy. Suck on the wolf titties and TikTok people. Boom. You mean tell me I ain't taking the whole up. I gotta go the other way. Let's go the other way. Let's go the other way. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. Cause what I want, the king of Poland, he's on now. And what I really want. It's on that night green by the get to right here. This is what I want to get to right here. See? This is what I want to get to right here. The Amaretta sphere. Earthly astronomical device represented the great circles of the heavens. The great circles of the heavens? Who the fuck can make some iron contraptions of the heavens? Huh? Including in the most elaborate instruments, the horizontal, meridian, equator, tropic, polar circle, and the ecliptic hoop. The sphere is a skeletal celestial globe with circles divided into degrees for angular measurements. So this how they constructing this bitch, right? This how they constructing this bitch. Look, the earth all down the middle of this motherfucker. They think they never get no water like that. And when the gravity gonna come? When the goddamn that Masonic motherfucker come up with that gravity theory? Sphere is not attributed to. I said, who was responsible for this sphere? Who made it? The sphere is not attributed to just one person. Would it be that way? To just a single person. It is developed independently in ancient China by astronomers like Sha-Shen and Gandhi. Oh boy. So you mean this shit come out the east? This could come out of the East, 4th century BCE, the ancient Greek world, in the figures such as whoever the fuck that nigga name is, in the 3rd century instrumental design and used to develop over through the time the work of astronomers in the Islamic world. So where did Islam really come from? Because if Islamic niggas say they can go back millions of years and they know they niggas and all that shit, nigga, that shit ain't come from y'all. Because if that shit was already in the land, why would they have to get them Ethiopians to convert to anything? Why the Ethiopians can't be what the fuck they already were. And they spoke Hameric. And they changed it to Aramaic. And Aramaic is the birth of Hebrew and Arabic. And this is how you become a Semitic people. Listen to this shit. The northern world, North America, oh, you already usurped. You already usurped, so they ain't worried about you. So I'm just talking above your head right now, because you ain't talking about them with the white Jesus like them Africans. And the motherfucker down there in South America now, they need to get the fuck with them down before they fuck all that up. So this shit came out of China. Then by the way they come through with the Islam, I got photos of Rothschild and all them niggas wearing them goddamn fezzes on their head. I got photos and film of African black people wearing them fezzes on their head and killing other black people with the guys of motherfucking white men. European men. Because they weren't white. They weren't Englishmen. They were Europeans. Oh, sorry, y'all, I'm tired. I've been on the ass for 2 days. I told you when the white man called, boom. Okay, so what the fuck this is with this Ptolemy got going on? The Ptolemaic Amaretta Amarillary sphere is a model of the ancient geocentric universe featuring a central Earth surrounded by interlocking rings representing the celestial sphere and the path of the sun, moon, and the stars. So where they get all this shit from now? Here come the Ptolemy. He a white boy. He come into Egypt and gonna hold some thrones that niggas already goddamn been on and everything. Nigga, you ain't came and fought no Africans, nigga. You can't usurp shit, take shit, and claim it, and you putting this goddamn globe. This is the beginning of the globe shit right here. This is where they get this shit from. But you don't see on no ancient walls, south or west, nobody talking about no goddamn globe. But niggas still around with this shit. Look at this shit. The Mayan calendar is a complex system of multiple interlocking calendars, including the long count and the liner count of days and 260 days sacred calendar. 260. They changed it 365 using pre-Columbian Mesoamerica, and still today in some communities this system uses base 20. This shit is counting the track. Time of the Lord's cycle with the mythical creation date of August 11, 811, 3114 BCE. Right? Now watch this. The Mayan calendar found in Yucatan. Why would you find the oldest mummy in the world in Yucatan in South America if the west side ain't the best side? They want to act like everything come from Africa. Y'all niggas get out of school, you taught that you come from Africa, you taught that you're enslaved from Africa, you go and dig in Africa, but you ain't digging at the house. And when you come to the house, this right here, this is one of the most accurate motherfucking calendars they ever had, and it's astronomical. Every time
and they done outdated it now. Didn't just throw it away. Just keep on throwing your shit away. Huh? Now it ain't accurate no more. It's outdated now. The fuck, bitch? Fuck you say? That shit dealing with astrology, that motherfucking, the way that motherfucking, the celestials turn and everything inside that bitch, but just don't know your shit.
Want a great event that's supposed to happen in those heavens, they come and result to this right here. See, they come and result to this right here. And when they come to result to this, see, when they got to motherfucking Egypt, they had a calendar system set up with goddamn 30 days in each month with an extra month with 5 extra days. I seen it on the walls. Dr. Ben showed it to me. So who was blessing who? Who was blessing who? And this supposed to be best inside of here? This man ended up on those walls playing all those instruments. But this is the motherfucking most accurate calendar, the most sacred prediction, not even outdated.
That boy come from South America, from the west to the motherfucking south, and then ended up over there in India. Yeah. The first 9 nigga. Got his tongue hanging out of his mouth. Yeah, look at us 9 nigga. Yeah.
This is outdated now. They done got rid of this now. Because this ain't a fucking Mayan calendar. It's an Olmec calendar. It's an Olmec calendar. There's an Olmec in that motherfucker. And he made it to Egyptian walls way over there up on the goddamn Ethiopia on the far side on the Aksumite Empire. And the Atlantic Ocean was called the Ethiopian Ocean for a while. But who teaching who? They said contemporaries. Well, I'm beginning that thing South America, motherfucker. That's what I'm beginning that thing. And then I typed in that motherfucker. It said ancient South American navigators included skilled Polynesian voyagers. So now they finna goddamn include the Mongolian and some shit they ain't got no business being in. Who crossed the Pacific Ocean, leaving genetic evidence of contact with South American people.
So they goddamn navigating in too. The fuck you talking about? They navigating in too. Into what? Into the west. I'm gonna find out where Hawaii really sit. Them Sandwich Islands. Cause the Pacific ain't big as they say it is. I'm trying to tell y'all some real shit. Need me a compass and a protractor and all that shit. Be my own temple, nigga. This melanation 3GD for life.
So we ain't talking, we talking about South American navigators, nigga. We ain't talking about no motherfucking niggas from no Malaysia. And we gonna find out where Hawaii really sit around it. So keep fucking around playing with a G. So we gonna find out exactly where that shit sit. Yeah, that what the fuck we gonna do. That what the fuck we gonna do. Yeah, that what the fuck we gonna do. But see, okay. Develop permanent settlements, but are not described as long-distance ocean navigators, whereas European explorers such as Columbus and Magellan arrived later, not representing ancient South American navigators. Arrived later, not representing ancient South American navigators. So you got ancient navigators who was navigating waters, who ain't never said nothing about no globe, who can predict on a calendar and make all the right predictions and all kind of shit. Who was navigating waters? Who was the ancient motherfucking navigators? Ancient navigators populated the Americas 30,000 years ago. There go the ancient navigator right there. Then they got a face on the side. This nigga, look at the true carvings. These more, they are the Omex. We were already navigating waters, and yeah, our layouts are way better than once you find it. Egypt got the goddamn, they went on program.
This is how the Masons usurp your motherfucking skills, your craft. This is how they usurp your craft. Because in modern day times, masonry deal with stone cutting and bricklaying and all that shit. So now you think you supposed to be a mason because that's what it means in this world. That's the craft. We already had this technology, mathematics and all that shit. You see the symmetry in this motherfucker, symmetries in this motherfucking carving. We already got mathematics. We don't need to hold to teach us nothing. We don't need to get in cahoots and go in no temple and pray with them all about nothing. North African. Fuck you talking about? You brought them hoes over here, nigga. All y'all hoes gotta pay taxes on that coke, nigga. Yeah. I wish I can teach the world to sell coke on just like me. Yeah, I don't promote drug dealer, I'm just saying that's my shit though. And y'all got it all over the world. It only comes from one spot. The West, nigga. Yeah, that's why I stay on that dope. Cause all y'all got it. Y'all gonna own up. And all them bricks and shit y'all got stocked up and y'all got them going through y'all the communities and y'all countries and shit. Y'all owe it for our dope, nigga.
Up to a point and all that, they put the fucking water while we getting the cocaine and everything. They had say, yeah, they gonna go to the top. Huh? Ancient navigators populated the Americas 30,000 years ago. What the fuck is y'all talking about? These people been navigating these waters down when y'all said it was too hot for y'all to even come. And then we got ice over the bitch too. Then you talking about you gonna tilt the goddamn world away. You had to know what's right. But Eurasia, the European, the Asian, and the African, those three employed. We got 4 motherfuckers on our back. He go to navigators and navigated the water and left behind a calendar that made all sorts of predictions that came true. He go to navigator right here. I know that's real. That's why I'm gonna stop at right there with it. And I'm gonna just play me a little video. I can give me a little y'all know how to do this shit. But they won't let me show that map. Ryan's got some more shit on that map I wanna show y'all. Ryan's got some more shit on that map I wanna show y'all. For real. And that's right. Then my girl Yvonne Lewis was there, they cut my live off. So he go to navigator. He go to ancient navigator. Stone. Ain't got nothing to do with no mason. But they already carving stone. Retrace the Masonic. Yeah, y'all started that shit with them people, man. The Egyptians had all the Masonic shit on. I mean, yeah, y'all started all that shit. Y'all was fucking around with the fuck around. Getting up the technology and everything. Japan run this hoe. We did to Japan forever. So here goes the true navigator, South American navigator right here. So let me go find me something to listen to, man. I probably want to listen to some of that shit I've been putting out on the maps earlier. I want to rerun that in my head because it's stuck in my head. I need to get ready to call.
I'm going to go show y'all this motherfucking depths. Right quick. I'm going to go show y'all this motherfucking depths. They continue to grow. Been growing since I was a kid. Yeah, I'm gonna show y'all this depth. Where that motherfucker at? Where that Eastern Slip? They already claim they call it Gog and Magog. Where that motherfucking depth is at? Where I was on that bitch at? I'm going back that way. I want you to understand that you in debt forever, and the debt only grows. You already in debt to a motherfucker. America owes the national debt to both public and private U.S. and foreign entities, with the largest portion held by domestic investors, including U.S. citizens, banks, and the Federal Reserve. We already know who that is. We want to know who them 12 bankers is around this motherfucker map. Who putting this shit down from Central Intelligence down. And sufficient amount of held by foreign government investors, particularly Japan. The United Kingdom, we know that because we owned by the United Kingdom. We owned by the English, man. That the fuck I'm speaking now, broken English. And China. The debt is also held by U.S. government accounts and intragovernmental holdings. Your trust, nigga. Your trust, nigga. They got your trust and give you a birth certificate and incorporate you with all them capital letters on your shit. Y'all talk about it, but y'all ain't got it, though. See what I'm saying? Go back over to this motherfucking video. I just want to show you that. Yo, I want to show you that. Just get it. Goddamn video back up there. Stop playing with me. Goddamn video back up there. Stop playing with me, bitch. Let's go.
That nigga got there, get ready, cause I'm on a mission where I gotta look out for my boy. Out my chest, cause I wanna go listen to I go to 3GD. And go see what I got on 3GD to listen to. That man got some more videos. Black Power Mongo. Alaska Exposed. What it is? What channel is it? What you is it? Good morning, I know. It'll be like that. See what I got going on. What side is the best side? They just got there took that motherfucker. They took that line. Trump ass melanation 3G steady don't stop. 3G Mongo Arctic Exposed. Exposed. Boom. All right, I want to listen to what y'all want to do. Anybody in the chat fucking with me? Anybody in this bitch fucking with what y'all want to do? I think I stay on this shit. Exposed Mongos. Boom. 3GD. Melanation. All right, I want to hear. Let me see. Mount Ararat. I let this slide. We're gonna go down here. So I wanna get this motherfucker. They go listen to this bitch here. Everybody who think y'all older, bro. Now some of these niggas is up on a servitude. But the still niggas will always be slaves. All you the employees and shit right here. And some of you business owners too. Black sun versus red sun. Black sun versus red sun. My mind runs deep. Share it with me. So much pain. I go get there. So much pain. See, I go get there. See, I go get there. I can't do it on here though. I gotta close that. Go there. And go here. And where can I go? Can I go here? So much pain to pop. They incorporate you through your trust, your bloodline. Guess I would have missed to it.
They say you motherfuckers lost that seat because you came from Africa and got lost that seat. That's what they tell you. Go try to find get your original birth certificate. Yeah. Gotta make the trip to the courthouse and shit. That's how you gotta get your shit. You gotta tell them that they thought you had lost that seat, but you still living. No, my bloodline still live. We ain't lost that seat. We still here. Y'all. Yeah, I'm part of the servitude there. I'm not a slave. Yeah. This way. Let's go.
I've got this dream, and you're all in it.
Let's hear it.
With Wells Fargo Premier.
shit up back on it. Put that Cosby show back on this motherfucker. Woody Allen shit still running. All the white perverts and shit still running. But you had to bring that black man all the way down. Because we as aboriginals are political prisoners, dog. And you're not up on the servitude. There's nothing wrong with being a servant. There's something wrong with being enslaved. There's a difference between servitude and slaves. There's a difference. Political prisoners are what we are. And so do we go through the political rhetoric of getting back? Which way do we go? There's enough motherfuckers out here that know the truth about who we are, or what direction do we take this shit. The globe is a political construct put together by a nominee entity. See, the United States is a nominee for the UK. And the UK is ran, they might as well be a nominee too. The red sun runs the world, man. The blood sun runs this world. And that black sun bleeds. Melanated blood, bro. Because the black sun is your God. The melanated disc, the Heavenly Father, is the sun. And Japan got that bitch bleeding like a motherfucker with a word script to dominate all blacks. What red man? Who is the original native red man, copper tone, indigenous aboriginals to the Americas? How did they take over this whole continent, this whole province of the Americas? Last stop, South America. Why you think so many people run to South America? Why you think I told you I should have went to South America? Black sun versus red sun. But I know nobody gonna get it. But I'ma leave it here in my archives for the ones who fuck with me, know me, and wanna know what the fuck was unfair really on. How was he able to put his thumbprint all over the nigga Jenkins case and get all that traction, and then be smothered, ridiculed, and fucked with just by bringing some real truth about organs? Whose blood is you really sacrificing? If Jesus is a fictitious entity, whose blood really is in that phallus that you're drinking? Who have these people been eating and sacrificing since they was able to take control of you? I told you usurp me, ate the fuck up in my mind. How do you usurp melanated people in certain regions, areas, and territories on the earth without eating them up, harvesting them? How can you have no reminiscences in certain areas of indigenous people? Now they right on top of our souls. Our souls go back to the black sun. I don't know how the red sun works, but I know a Neanderthal decomposes and all his materials and energies goes into the ground with the devil. And the devil is being ran by the red sun. See, this not a Hollywood dream. screen. See, the script I'm looking at is a world script. That's why that shit was so easy for me to see. When I say that, I'm talking about Kanika Jenkins. That's why it was so easy for me to see the play. Once they gave the secret up, the secret was a secret kidney transplant. I showed y'all that. For years, I've showed that. But this script's gonna go for life. We're political prisoners, dog. Tupac tried to lay a foundation and leave. The fight. But do we have any black entities in politics that know what they need to know to fight our fight? I don't know. What do you think? Said, God willing, if breath in my body next election season, we will have our own political candidate. They ain't let him do it. And he was taking notes from Nipsey's family, because Nipsey is an Eritrean. And Nipsey, the Eritreans, Eritrea, was the last country to fight for their independence from colonial entities and powers. And when Eritrea politically won, why do you think you see Nipsey and his family on those photos with those military people and that president? Because they politically fought and won for the freedom of their country. Haile Selassie tried to reunite with Eritrea. He was the emperor of Ethiopia, even though he was a Persian Arab. He was Arab. But they won. You see, this is why the United States of America, which would be North America, the United States of America, although that's why they say we in the belly of the beast. And that beast don't sit on top of your head. North is not going up in the sky. Lay it down and let them go back across those falls to where they're originally supposed to be at. But you've been usurped. But your remnants of blackness is still here and always will be. They're trying to find a way to usurp you. But they did all other indigenous areas. They got rid of all your tribes, though. Yeah, we about to kill the last of the Mohicans. And we're gonna let that red man come over and have their identities. Because we all in cahoots against the black Americans. Against the black natives. Colombo went to San Salvador. The New World was San Salvador. They burnt their money up for a reason. Those are contracts too. Servitude. We even bought slaves from Africa that was being usurped and fucked over. the cosmologies and all that. But I think we have full understanding of that shit now. How much do you need to go off into that shit?
Check out that motherfucking video though. Best in the West, coca leaf though. You figure dead West side the best side, draw that line, nigga. Need some cornerbacks. Yeah, we need our corners back. From Canada to Canada. From Canada to Canada. Ain't no fucking Canada. That's the motherfucking, you'll latch on to the fucking story to turn you Semitic with that dumb shit. See what I'm saying? The Beast line, the K9 line, the Code 9 on the Switzer nigga. That's what I'm talking about. But I'm out this bitch, y'all. That thing, yeah. GM to the death of them. Good morning, y'all. Y'all just peep game. That's a bimp.